So what we have is our 4 sets of balls and a spawn location. You'll notice here that I deleted some balls on the downward path. I didn't delete it on the upward path, just because I don't think it's possible to get from this white ball to the purple ball if that magenta one is not there. But I did delete quite a few on the downward paths. Okay. Again, the first two paths are just normal. Nothing weird is happening. This path here is transparent, and you fall through them if you stand on the ball too long. This fourth path is going to create an explosion on each ball after half a second, right? So instead of falling through, you're going to be blown off of the ball. Okay. So how do we do that? Well, you can see here in workspace, I can right click, insert an object, and I can insert an explosion object. And what is that? That's a bomb that goes off. It's just like a boom. Okay. And so if I set the position to a certain position, then it will blow up at that position. Okay. You'll notice here on the explosion object that it has certain properties like blast radius, blast pressure, and destroy joint percentage. So it has these different properties in addition to position. So what we're going to do is we're going to write a script for each of these balls that's going to detect a touch. When the ball is touched by the player, we're going to create an explosion object, set its position to the position of the ball that it touched, and it will blow up. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and do that now. Scroll on down to our module script, of course, trusty module script. And I'm going to copy this and paste it in here. What am I doing? When the function runs, it's going to receive the ball. It's going to wait for a second and 3 seconds, a second and 3/10 of a second. It's going to create a new explosion object, parent the explosion object to the workspace so it exists in our game, and we're going to save it here in explosion. We do that so that we can set its blast radius to 2 and its position to the ball's position. We reduce the blast radius because if the blast radius is 4, which is its standard stock blast radius, when you jump off to the second ball, the first explosion will blow you off of the second ball. Okay, so we need to reduce this so that it's possible to get through the map. All right, and so now we want to go ahead and look at some of the, we want to go ahead and test it out. And I want to go ahead and test it out on this red ball here, right? So I went ahead and went through here and I found that red ball. I renamed him red part, and that's where I'm going to put my script. And I also went back to my team and I set it to this spawn location's team color, which is black. Okay, so when I start the game, I'm going to start at this spawn location and I'm going to test out that red ball there. So let's go ahead to that red part, right click, insert object, and insert a script. This script is going to be very similar to the last one we just made. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that, paste it in. Instead of remove object, I'm going to run this explode function that I just wrote. So there we go, give it the ball. And I think we should be good and ready to test. So let me go ahead and play and see what happens. All right, here we go. We're facing in the correct direction. That looks good. Now let's go on to that red ball. Boom. All right. Now notice that there is no sound. Let me stay on the ball and see what happens. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so do you see that? How it just blew off my feet, but I still exist and now I'm a floating ghost. We don't want that to happen, so maybe I do need to increase that blast radius. Okay, so let's go back to the module script and change the blast radius to 3 and see if this causes my whole body to explode into different parts. Nope, no, does not. Okay. Maybe I can go here and I can also adjust the blast pressure. So let's do explosion. Whoa, dot blast pressure. And it's stock set at 500,000. So we need to increase it to, let's say 600,000. And let's see if that works out for us. No. Wow. Look at me. Okay. So, what should we do? So, in order for the player to oof, right, and turn into a bunch of parts, the torso is the part that needs to get affected. So let's go ahead and increase the blast pressure just a little bit more, and let's see if that helps us out. No, does nothing. Okay. Well, again, programming this game takes a lot of tweaking and adjustments. So let's go ahead and change this to 4 and see if this finally will get us to explode. Okay, there we go. So I'm exploded and finally get the oof. But I'm going to change this to 5 just to be safe. And then the wait is a little bit too long, so I'm going to wait for 0.5 seconds instead of 1.3 seconds. And this should be good. So let's come back over here, come here. Whoa. And let's do one last test. I'm fairly sure this is going to blow me off. There we go. And then let me go ahead and sit at the next ball and see if the blast radius is 2. Okay, so that looks good, I think. Ooh, okay. So, I don't know. So we got to go back and fine tune it a bit, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that and then code it for all of the parts and see if I'm able to get through the maze. Okay.